Welcome to Nintendo Ninja News. I'm your host, Chris Dices, and we're here with the review for Rive Ultimate Edition, which has come out on Nintendo Switch by Two Tribes, who are very known for their puzzle-type games and things like that. It was a very interesting game to play. I think I was completely surprised by it. It is also on the PS4 and Steam, but it's the first time it's on a Nintendo console. Let's cut to the review and see what I thought about it. So, Rive Ultimate Edition. The storyline of it is there's this guy who his name is called Roughshot, and he has like this spider tank that he finds one of these abandoned ships in outer space and all that sort of thing, and then obviously something goes wrong. Something is preventing him from leaving that ship, and now it's become a bit of a survival game for him. So the game is basically like a 360 shooter and platforming as well, which was something that I was surprised about. I thought that was really cool. I think this is a game that sort of jumps you in the deep end, and it just goes bang. But the graphics, the music, the intensity was right up, and I was just like, sort of on the edge of your seat. It was, I think when I saw the intro and the first just, seconds of gameplay, it's sort of that feeling that you're in for a good time. You know you're in for a very good game. And that was the vibe that I got. I thought the music that was done was fantastic, and the graphics was really up there in handheld mode and in the TV mode for the Nintendo Switch. I felt like it was absolutely fine. The Joy-Con controls were fine that I felt on the handheld, and Pro controllers and all that sort of thing felt fine for the game too. Now, it's a very I was really impressed by it, and I did not know how hard this game was going to be, because I noticed that people were saying, "Oh, it's a pretty tough game." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll get through this game." I died quite a few times, and some of the modes that it's got a whole achievement section, which is fantastic. So you like that sort of thing, you'll have a ball going through. I think there's 16 little pages of them in that achievement section. So there's the speedrunners mode, which is basically a time trial mode for missions and levels, which is fantastic. A co-pilot mode, which means one moves and the other shoots, which is fantastic. And missions, you can replay certain sections. Challenges, you can get gold, silver, and bronze sort of medals and pieces. And battle arenas, which is endless fighting. So lots of different modes for people to try out and to play, which I was very, very impressed by. This is a game where you'll have to get used to dying if you're not particularly high skilled with fast paced games like me nowadays. And the thing was, it didn't matter. I was enjoying the hell out of the game, and I didn't care if I was dying multiple times. But it does force you to be a bit more patient with this game, and don't rush into different sections of this game as in the spider tank, or you'll get killed immediately. You've got to sort of slowly walk through different places and sort of take the punches on. I think sometimes in this game you've just got to roll with it. Now, I loved the monologues and the talks that Roughshot was doing. I felt that was really, really cool. You can get secondary weapons too, little machine guns and missiles and things like that, and they really do come in handy when you're dealing with mini bosses and things like that. The HD rumble in the game is fantastic. Splitting them up with the Joy-Cons is fine too. Now, what I liked about Rive is the intensity and the graphics, and everything just gelled together perfectly well. And there were certainly times when I was dying a lot, but you start to sort of learn how to do things and the patterns of the enemies and things like that. I really liked the spider tank. I really liked some of the upgrades that it did. And the storyline's sort of dry humor, I would say, type. And I enjoyed that too. I think that was very, very interesting how they did that. So obviously you go through these missions, they unlock the next one, and da da da. I've gone through quite a lot of them, and it is difficult. It's a difficult game, so you have to do well. Now, the awesome thing about it, it does run at 1080p 60 frames per second, which is fantastic. And I actually, when I took the Nintendo Switch off the dock, the fan was going at full tilt. So it was definitely using up, I felt, a lot of its juice and power. The soundtrack is awesome. Really, really enjoyed it. Moving around the levels and that, and just some of the clever things, such as the lava sort of chasing you in these little sections when you're running down as your spider tank, as you can tell by the pictures. And I just felt like this game all came together perfectly well. Now, I'm a big fan of these sort of 360, shooter games, side-scroller games, and they've done a fantastic job of putting everything together. I think this is a game, while I'm playing some other big games during the season, late 2017 here, this is definitely a game that I'll probably be coming back to bit by bit, sort of trying to get through different missions and trying to get through the game. And I think the sad part, this is Two Tribes' last game that they're making. And I guess if there was, a game that you would sort of end your careers on, this would be a game like this. This is just a nearly perfect bundle of a game. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I was very surprised. I did not expect this type of game when I bought it. When I got the review copy of it, I saw that they were looking for reviewers, and I thought, well, let's have a look into it, because I know that they make fantastic games from their past, and it was sad to hear that this was their final one. So maybe we need to get a petition or something to get them to make another game. But this is a fantastic game, right up my alley, and I think I would definitely recommend it for people. So let's head back to the Nintendo Ninja News desk and see what my final score was. So Rive, this great game that I got, the Ultimate Edition for the Nintendo Switch, I am going to give it a 9.5, would you believe? I can't fault it. I'm looking through the game and I can't fault the music. Is fantastic. The graphics is really high-end, glossy, in your face. The environments of the spaceship is beautiful. The controls are slick. Everything just ran beautifully well. And I was just impressed. I was hooked on it for the first hour when I started reviewing the game. I was jotting down notes. I was just like, and the intensity of going past one of the bosses where you had to sit down the controller because you were like this, just how intense the game was. I had an absolute ball playing this game, and it's a 9.5 for me. So it's nearly a perfect game, and that is a great thing for the Nintendo Switch and great for Two Tribes. This is the swan song game, and man, did they go out with a bang. So that's it for me, and I shall see you next time. Go get the game.